United Football League releases one of the most amazing head coaches that we know in this league today for the United Football League, who has served as head coach for the last 3 seasons. That's right. Unfortunately, the news today is that Mike Nolan was informed by the United Football League, the UFL, that he will not be returning in 2026. Nolan has served as the Michigan Panthers head coach for the last 3 seasons. And quite frankly, I'll be key right off the bat. This is the most disappointing news that we've heard. And the fact that Mike Nolan was ready to come back and coach one of the teams that relocated. Now we know that is not the case. This article comes to us from Pro Football Newsroom's James Larson. In 2023, Mike came on board with the USFL as Jeff Fisher stepped away from the Panthers. Nolan brought veteran NFL coaching experience to the table alongside an excellent set of staff members who were amongst the best in the league. Since then, the Michigan Panthers have had 3 straight playoff appearances in the UFL and USFL. In 2024, Mike was named the UFL Coach of the Year. Nolan's Panthers were USFL Conference champions this past season, taking down the Birmingham Stallions for the first time in modern history. Their quarterback, Bryce Perkins, who won the UFL MVP honors in 2025. Now, of course, something else that came out just the other day, that Bryce Perkins is taking his talent up north to the CFL. And unfortunately, we have now lost 2 of the great coaches and quarterbacks of the UFL heading into the 2026 season, which is a huge disappointment. Of course, with the Michigan Panthers relocating to a new market paired with the UFL's major changes with Mike Rapoli and Impact Capital at the helm, the league has decided to part ways with Nolan. Mike Nolan's presence within spring football will certainly be missed. Players and staff had nothing but respect for his leadership, and that strong mentality was reflected throughout the entire organization. The United Football League has no statement on Nolan's departure at this time. It is super disappointing, and quite frankly, Mike Nolan has actually made a statement to all players, coaches, staff, executives, and fans of the UFL. And I'll read it here and then give a little bit more of my opinion on this. I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who has been part of my journey with the Michigan Panthers and the United Football League over these past 3 years. I have been informed that I will not be returning as head coach as the league basically goes through or moves forward in a new direction under new ownership. As it was put to me, they are restructuring and starting fresh, and I respect their right to build the model they believe will shape the league's future. Coaching in the UFL has been one of the greatest joys of my 40-plus years in this game. The past 3 seasons stand out as the most fun I've had coaching football, and that is because of you. The players who showed up every day with purpose and passion, the coaches and staff whose loyalty, effort, and professionalism never wavered, the executives who supported our mission, and the fans who embraced our team and this league with energy and pride. During this transition, I've seen people I respect deeply, good people, dedicated people, also have their roles affected. I wanted to acknowledge them as well. Their commitment to this league and to our players has been invaluable, and they deserve recognition for their contributions. I do wonder if there is more on the back end of this that we're not hearing yet, and this is the first of potentially many that may not be returning in the UFL in 2026. He says, to everyone associated with the UFL, I wish you nothing but continued success and growth moving forward. This league has tremendous promise, and it will continue to thrive if it remembers what has always made football special. Football is a people business. Our success on the field, in the locker room, and in the community has always come from recognizing the value of people. He says, I am grateful for every memory, every challenge, and every victory we shared. Thank you for allowing me to be part of it. I'll be rooting for the UFL and for all of you, whatever comes next. With appreciation and respect, Mike Nolan. Again, this is huge. I'm really disappointed in this, and being a huge fan of Jeff Fisher, being from the Tennessee Titans back in the day. Mike Nolan, who then took over for him. Mike Nolan was a big-time coach with the San Francisco 49ers. That was like my team kind of growing up as a kid before the Titans came into existence and everything. But Mike Nolan has been there. He did such a tremendous job with the United Football League, with the USFL in the past 3 seasons combined. There is not a coach out there like him. Now, speculation, a lot of people are wondering, I've seen a few comments wondering if maybe Mike Nolan will return in 2028 if the league does bring back the Michigan Panthers at that point through the expansion or returning the team once a stadium is ready to go in Detroit. That could be a possibility. It sounds like he is very still interested in coaching. He wanted to return to the league, and there's just a lot of appreciation to what Mike Nolan brought to the league from him, especially of what he got out of being a head coach in the UFL. This does leave the direction that there is going to be a major shakeup in the UFL moving towards the 2026 season. Quite frankly, if I had to think about it, I think we're getting at least 4 new coaches, because Houston Gamblers, Louisville Kings, Orlando Storm, and the Columbus Aviators. I don't think Anthony Beck's leaving. I think he'll stay in St. Louis. Shannon Harris, I would assume after they took the tag off his name of interim head coach, that he would stay as head coach moving into the 2026 season. It would be outrageously crazy if the league did not bring him back when he just won the Defenders a championship. And then, of course, in that structure, you also have Bob Stoops. I don't know if Bob Stoops is going to come back. I assume we've heard he is with the Dallas Renegades, and going back to that Dallas Renegades name. Bob Stoops has been there since the beginning back in 2020, and it would be a very weird thing not to have Bob Stoops coaching the Dallas Renegades in 2026, but there is always a possibility that he could move on, and only technically 2 head coaches stay put in the UFL, or 3, I guess. I didn't think about Skip Holtz. Skip Holtz definitely will stay. I would be shocked if they moved on from him. But again, you have at least 4 head coaches that I would assume would stay and 4 head coaches that will be gone. I do not think that Curtis Johnson is coming back to the Houston Gamblers. He was the Houston Gamblers head coach back in the USFL 3 years ago, and then led the Houston Roughnecks and everything with the transition to the merger into the UFL and everything. And he's not been the greatest. I think he had quite a bit of a comeback at the mid-season last year with Jalen McClendon. But I don't feel he will be back as the Houston Gamblers head coach. Quite frankly, if he's healthy enough, I could totally see Wade Phillips being the new head coach of the Houston Gamblers, and Peyton Party as the offensive coordinator, again, going back to what the Houston Roughnecks had in the XFL in 2023, and then going over to the San Antonio Brahmas head coaching staff. But that'd be my guess, just kind of throwing stuff out there. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, but this is some disappointing news. I highly expected that Mike Nolan would be retained, and he would be going to either Columbus, Louisville, or Orlando to coach one of those teams. And unfortunately, that is not happening at this point. So let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you back here on the flip side. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Again, I'm on full screen here. I just wanted to get on here and make sure this news was dropped. I don't have any of the graphics and everything, but I wanted to get this out there as soon as possible. This news broke a couple hours ago, and quite frankly, I did not think we'd get anything today. It's been a quiet week, but here we are. And yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments. And again, we'll see you on the flip side. Have a great one, everyone.